Welcome back, my cat travelers, to another reading, guys. We are doing an update. It's been a long time since I do some of these, guys. It is early in the morning. It's super early. How you guys been? It's been a long time, right? But I'm back, which is great, with some coffee. I miss doing those. I miss doing those. I don't really miss waking up early, but I still miss doing those. Let's see what we got. So unlike some other videos that I did not look what happened before. Like I just woke up, grab myself a coffee, and then jump right into it. So we'll see what's the news. All right.
Why, hello there, one and all. Once again, thank you so much for joining
Scott.
me here on another Eden Live. I am Scott,
Live reaction, guys.
your community manager
So
for another Eden.
Well, it's not that bad. It's getting
space.
8.
Welcome, everyone.
It's not
Hello.
for you guys. So
Over there, way over there in chat.
It is for me. I'm not a morning person.
Or up there, I guess. Hold on, am I eyeline?
Here's a true
right up
question,
there.
though. When is Scott going to be in the
Can you hear
game?
me loud and clear? Can you hear the music loud and clear? We have a special guest today, and so I've set up the technical thing so we can all hear each other well a little bit differently today. I hope everything sounds normal to you. It sounds a little different on
I just
mine.
realized the cat, the scrawny
you?
little one on top left next to
Claire, you
to
can hear it.
Bobby's
Thank
cat.
you so much.
It's pretty cute.
As
I
we
got him
have
yesterday.
just put up in the chat, as always these days, we are streaming simultaneously with our colleagues for the Japan version of the game.
I like that.
If you're the kind of person that likes to watch them both at the same time, well, you have better powers of hearing and, more importantly, listening than I do. But secondly, if you do get information from that stream,
Yeah, no spoiler,
you
guys.
get
So
it
I don't
from
know
the
what's gonna
stream,
happen.
please
I do
do
not
your
know
best
any
to hold that information
anything
to yourself
today,
and
so
not to spoil anybody.
We'll see how it goes.
Here.
Really
That
live
said,
reaction, guys.
We will be doing our best all throughout, as normal, to try to release all of the information that you
At the
want
same
to know,
time, that's good.
at least at the same time.
Very love the love
So
that
there should
setup,
be
by
no
the way.
reason,
Scott,
to
that setup should be in the game,
divide
or you
your
can actually go
attention,
talk to him and
let's
he
say.
would say something nice. So that'd be great.
Who all is here today? We have Tariq, some familiar names: Tariq, Rise, Melody.
I'm not gonna lie though, I do miss
Pexi?
when he was giving me a shout out.
How do we do that?
Do miss that.
Wiccan, losers, everybody, a lot of the usual. Some that Jack Frost, some that I may have not seen before. Welcome, anybody. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. We like to talk about new updates coming to the game, what new characters you might see. See if we can, every once in a while, like today, give you behind the
It
scenes.
says October 8th, so I would assume something is going to happen at
even
October 8th.
Enjoy the company.
No, wait, we are
of
October
a
8th
special
today. I
guest
still
every
think
once in a
we're in
while, which I'm
September.
happy to say.
Jesus.
We're going to have a special guest today to talk to us a little bit about the game. We'll go over new updates, new character info.
Okay.
We'll go a little bit behind the scenes of the localization of the Eastern mythos, because there are some very unique aspects to the language in particular. It's a very old style of speaking.
Might
that
be a
some
whole
of
lot
those
of
characters are
speaking,
using
but as
in
someone who
that
is
chapter.
not really
So
good at
we'll
with grammar,
dive a little bit,
I can still spot
into
these as a
that.
grammatical error, so you guys should do a better job.
Any grand theories?
So my grand theory for this one, guys, real quick. I would
before-
say like
before
a
we
new
get into
Tsubame would be great. Give me
we're
like a
going to
leather
today,
bound strap.
We're going to talk about
Tsubame
version 3.9.1
ninja
update
with a bunch of like
information.
strings.
And to
That'd be
kick
kinda
us off, I have a video for you
Okay.
of that new character. So whatever your
See,
theories
Outer
were,
Tsubame, a lot of people are calling it.
we'll see if you're right.
Let's see who's the new character.
Follow your instincts.
Okay. Is this the way of living strange? It's certainly not normal. It isn't? I got this. There's a job I can give you. What? Domestic defense, okay. Ooh. I mean, her formal outfit is not my forte. It's not great. Okay, so she still wins. If we're waiting. Wind slap, specific enemy guarantee critical strike. Okay, under twin thing wolf. Alright, so she still hits like a truck. Consume one part and active wolf awakening. Push. Okay, so she still like have one button is gonna do with the skills. Okay.
Sever.
Okay, so she's still similar in the mentality. Renegade. Just use a katana.
Leave it to Sesta.
Over critical and enter Shadow Wolf. Okay, that's
Sesta will not let you dirty her world.
alright.
Sever.
Okay. Wow.
Another Eden, the cat beyond time and space.
Okay, a new Cesta. That's wow.
That's right. The goodest girl, Sesta, guardian wolf in a sunlit garden, is getting
Love her
another
leg.
style. A new style is coming.
She looks like a
Sesta, another style
vampire.
voiced by Jodie Steele.
Kind of,
What do you think
right?
of the look?
You guys
what do you
think
think of
so?
the new look?
Yeah, she kind of looks like a vampire, like a Castlevania
Her
character.
ability, the
Weird.
twin blade ability, is getting a sequel. More on that in a moment.
Still gonna roll for her for sure.
But before we get to
Goodness
the
girl.
crunchy bits, let's get a comment from the creator, from the art team member Yamazaki, who says, Sesta has a new outfit and she's hard at work. I approach this from the perspective of what Sesta would consider a uniform.
Okay.
The idea of adding wolf ears and a tail was suggested, but in the end we went with motifs that call back to Nona and an asymmetrical silhouette. It's a uniform that still feels very much like Sesta, I think. Her battle animations are fairly detailed and very cute. I hope you'll have a good look at them. She'll work hard for you if you give her the chance.
I see the royalty aesthetic. Yeah, that's not the direction I would have went
So,
for. I
With
would have
that,
went more
we will
more
go
feral.
into Backy's Battle Tips, everybody's favorite crunchy meta
I'm
segment.
gonna pause it here real quick.
Backy's recommendations.
I would have went with something more feral just because I do miss like beast characters in the game. Like we had like beast, kind of like beast character, like between like animals and humans. So like I would have made her like more beast, maybe like her on all four or something like that, like more wolf like than like what we got. But
As for
that's me.
Sesta, the way he's going to break this down for you. Sesta's core skill, Twin Blade Wolf, is back as Twin Blade Wolf 2. Electric boot. No, not that. Some skills and use conditions have changed, so be mindful. Normal attack variation, Twin Blade Wolf 2. And we've got a whole spreadsheet that I'll allow you to take a screenshot of. So if you're the kind of person that likes to take screenshots of things, the next slide is a pretty good one to take. That'll
kinda
show you the
useless,
differences between Twin Blade Wolf 1.
I mean,
and
it's not like leveling up
2.
in this game is
Get
hard.
into that in just a second. Twin Blade Wolf 2. Consume 1 Wolf Heart and activate Wolf's Awakening. Fajin Slash, Crusher Blow, Sky Mirror, and Wicked Wolf Sweep.
Okay.
Unlike the normal style version, Twin Blade Wolf 2 can use skills that aren't learned yet. Wolf Heart. At battle start, stack Wolf Heart based on user's level. Max level 9 and a max stack of 4. That's not... No, this is not 90 divided by 4. This is max level of 90. You can stack 4. With Wolf Heart stacked,
Okay.
normal attack changes to Twin Blade Wolf 2. On Valor Chant, stack 1 Wolf Heart. Unlike Sesta's normal style, Twin Blade Wolf 2's uses are limited, but you can restock.
That's
Now,
actually pretty neat.
Here is our
Oh,
little
boy.
handy-dandy guide,
Okay.
and I'll go ahead and...
Okay. Consume. Okay, so I'm just gonna read it real quick, guys. I'm gonna go over it like I do. I'm gonna get back into doing those like character analysis, which I did before. Okay.
give you a chance to screenshot this.
I do like the ignore target defense. That's pretty good.
Okay, got it?
Seems to be like just a
I'm just gonna... this will show you the
powerful
differences
version
between Twin
of her.
Blade Wolf from Fenrir, the normal style, and Vanagander, the another style. I'm just gonna focus for the purposes of this on the another style over on the left column there. So these are the effects on the abilities, which are over on the far.
Okay, one
front
of them
column.
just
So on Wolf
gives
Heart,
you power.
consume Wolf Heart stacked at battle start based on user's level. and restack Wolf Heart when using Valor Chant. For Wolf's Awakening, user gains increased damage against weak point until turn end. Inflict exposed wind on all enemies. And after, wind type slash attack on all enemies ×2. XL strength ×2. Inflict poison and pain in Link. Fajin slash attack on a single enemy.
Okay.
This is actually the same across both, but slash attack on a single enemy. Medium strength ×8. And ignore target defenses and inflict elemental break. Wind 3 stacks. Wind type slash attack on all enemies ×5. L strength ×8. And wind type resistance -100% for 3 turns.
So both of them seem very, very, very OP. Yeah, I'm gonna pause it, guys, instead of talking over Scott. It's gonna be easier. So both of them seem to be OP. One of them is like the OG one, Pierce Barrier. I don't know what like Pierce Barrier versus Ignore Defense is. I assume Ignore Defense is stronger, but it also seems like she's more AoE type of a character instead of a single target, which is
User's physical damage
some ideas that they do in this game. Like, some characters, like, the normal version is going to be like AoE, the other one's going to be like single target, which is nice. We'll see.
Based on
We'll
max
see how it
MP
goes.
value and
She
critical
seems
damage
interesting.
plus 100% for 3 turns. And for Wicked Wolf, Sweep. Wind type slash attack on all enemies ×2. XL strength ×30. Guaranteed critical. Ignore target defenses. There you have it. Number 3. Her stellar skill has become simpler to use. There's no reason to hold on to it. You don't have to save it. Use it when you can. Stellar skill plus Wolf Heart Release. User gains overcritical and enters Shadow Wolf for 5 turns. Enter in Stellar Burst. After activate Twin Blade Wolf 2 in Link. Does not consume Wolf Heart.
Wow. Okay.
Shadow Wolf mode change uses critical rate plus 100%, power plus 100%, speed plus 100. Additional ability, enhance at battle start. In frontline, user gains first strike for 2 turns.
Okay.
To summarize, as long as her level is raised, you can use the powerful Twin Blade Wolf 2 from the start of battle. Wolf Heart stack is required for use. Her party composition options are broad, but since she can inflict exposed wind, I recommend, I being Backy, of course, I recommend focusing on wind type allies first and foremost.
Okay, so here's the thing. Second line, is it really important? She provides boost to allies, which I don't think the OG Sesta does. So she's more support / AoE character, which is interesting.
Leave the buffs that Twin Blade Wolf used to provide to allies, and let Sesta focus on overcritical and Shadow Wolf mode change. In Stellar Burst, Twin Blade Wolf 2 does not consume Wolf Heart stacks, and with her additional ability, she can act preemptively at battle start. When Stellar Awakened in level 90, she can use the maximum number of Twin Blade Wolf 2.
Okay.
Recommended allies to pair with Sesta, Melpifia. I think a lot of people in here.
I'm not a big fan of
were talking
Melpifia,
about
but
Melpifia
whatever.
when Sesta was revealed. Melody AS, Thornbound Witch Shani, and Mistrare.
Mistrade AS, ooh, that's a deep cut. Melody AS, like I've seen her in a lot of
What do you think of?
All right, so he's gonna ask for thoughts, guys, for a second. Thoughts? Yeah, she seems very strong again. Sesta was always like a strong as hell character. Yeah, she seems to be more support / AoE, and the only thing I'm not really sure is her design. I would have made her less royalty, more feral, but that's me. Like I think we need more feral characters, and Sesta was like a good candidate. But whatever, it's a small design. Who cares?
What do you think of Sesta's new abilities?
It's not my thing. She feels designed to accentuate Thorborn Shawnee. Oh yeah, I still need one treaty for Shawnee. Yeah.
One of these days I'll actually be able to hear you all. At some point. Sometimes
that'd be great. If we could
I go on for a long time and I pose a question to the crowd, and then I realize, oh right, I'm alone in a room. Just I see chat scrolling up as my feedback. But thank you very much for all of your feedback. Please let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, I'm also have two
with that, let's talk a little bit while we're still on the subject of characters. Let's see what characters you can get in encounters. So for our first encounter, a 3x max Fateful encounter, another style Vanagandra. A Sesta AS appears at a rate of 10% on the 10th encounter, and as a pickup bonus, Sesta AS appears Stellar Awakened. Encounter after Stellar Awakening to receive an additional 10 shadow points. most of these, I believe, are going to be from the version 3.9.1 update until November 3rd, November 3rd, 2:59
That's a good
PM
question. I don't know if
UTC.
I'm gonna pull for her. I might just side grade her.
Then we're gonna have a
Yeah, because
3 times max faithful encounter.
I've been playing like
Comrades
since a long
Call,
time. I'm just gonna talk to her
Vortex
because
Edition.
it's not really
You
important.
can encounter one of the
But,
5-star characters listed.
I've been playing this game for such a long time that
below,
like
on
I
10th encounter. So we actually have a list
almost
here
have
for
all
you.
the characters, so I'm kind
Cesta
of like
another style,
trying like a way
Yakumo
to
another
limit
style,
myself so I
Alma
can
another
feel
style,
more happy when I
Leia
get them
another
because like
style, Cesta
you know,
normal style,
at some
Mariel
point I'm just
extra
like getting
style,
new characters and
Noble
never
Blossom
learn how to use
Tsukiha,
them, so
Claude
I'm kind of
extra
like
style,
behind on
Lele
them.
another style,
So,
Neo
yeah.
extra style. Same date range there. And then 3 times max faithful encounter Windblade Dance Edition. You can encounter the following 5 class characters at a 10% encounter rate each on the 10th encounter: Melpifia, Booming Blade Akane, Melody another style, Claude extra style, Kilkale, Mistrari another style, Pluma Diana. Same date range there. And when talking about the version updates, once again, everybody, what is the question? The number one question on everybody's mind that you want to know. Release
When is the update? I would assume November 3.
date. When? Yes, of course. We're
Am I wrong?
blazing through this live stream. It's going to be a short but sweet one.
Wow. Okay.
But more info on that later. The 3.9.1 update releases October 10th, and once again, as I look at my wrist with no watch on it, that is 2 days from now. It's kind of incredible how much I'm able to understand the relative passing of time just based off of wrist here. I've been doing it for months. You know, I gotta study that a little bit more. Why is that? To summarize, and once again, we have a very short but sweet summary. Don't worry, there's more stream. There's more to talk about.
Okay.
But as far as this update is concerned, Cesta's another style is arriving, and then also one thing I did not say is that the Astral Archive is getting some additions. 6 tomes related to main story part 2 will be added.
Yeah, I've been slacking on these Astral Archive and the trials. I'm kind of like doing them on stream, guys. So you know, make sure that you stay in the Discord. Sometimes I post them when I do them on the spur of the moment. So if you guys want to watch me struggle, feel free to join.
A quick reminder to everybody as we move right along that the illustration contest is open now. We announced this on our last live stream. Let's go over the rules once again. So, Mythos Shadow of Sin and Steel release celebration illustration contest is ongoing. We're looking for Eastern-themed illustrations. Post your illustration with the hashtag #AnotherEastern Mythos. Submission period began on September 19th, and we are accepting submissions through December 1st, 2:59 p.m.
Okay, that's a
UTC.
long submission.
The theme, once again, is the East. Illustrations must be related to the East. Entries other than illustrations will not be considered. So this is not a mixed media contest like in the past. We are only looking for illustrations this time. So please enter those by using the hashtag Another Eden Eastern Mythos. One winner will be awarded the grand prize of an illustration drawn by the Another Eden art team, and
I
2
wish I could
more
draw.
winners will be awarded with an original mat. It's about 50 centimeters by 80 centimeters by an area. We have a couple here of examples just to help get the creative juices flowing, to help with a little bit of inspiration. Some members of the Another Eden art team created some original illustrations. Let's looking at the first one. This is actually by art team member Yamamoto, who drew El Seal, Thorn-bound Witch Cheney, and other characters.
That's
the
neat.
title of this illustration is, well, someone's relaxed. No doubt referring to our favorite Mochi Fox, who has recently been introduced. Yamamoto
I'm also excited
says,
to see all the
I'm
submission. Like, I'm
just
sure we
such a
have
fan,
talented artists
seriously. Thank you.
and the fan.
And that, wow, I mean, What an illustration.
Thirsty traps distracted point.
One other one here.
Ooh.
This one is by
More
art
cute.
team member Yuka Sato, who
I hope they
drew
will be happy.
Utpalaka, Ify, and others, titled "On the Way Home." And they comment, "I hope they will be happy. Wild Child Akane didn't want to put on pants, so it looks like she's wearing a miniskirt here."
That is true.
Just so very wholesome looking. So once again, let me go back up here. Once again, please be sure to submit your illustrations for the contest. Again, the hashtag is Another Eden Eastern Mythos. You can submit up to December 1st, 2:59 p.m.
Okay.
UTC. All right.
All right, let's see what's up. Let's see what's next. I mean, drawings is fun and all, but
And
not for me.
now, I am going to bring in a special guest who's going to help us
Ooh.
parse through some of
Okay, that's kinda
the
neat.
localization
That's kind of a cool thing
behind
to do.
this most recent chapter, the Eastern Mythos. Speaking of Eastern Mythos, and with a particular emphasis and focus on Shigede's extra style, because if you have been playing, you may notice that if you listen at all to the Japanese voice, you might recognize that there is a little bit of a different way of speaking. It's an older form of speaking, and with that comes some unique challenges and obstacles you have to overcome when you are localizing that. And to tell us exactly what that involved, and to take us a little bit behind the scenes, we have our special guest today. He's a finally returning to this program after, I guess, a 2-year hiatus or so. English localization director Justin. Justin, are you with me?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me ask the chat. Can you all hear Justin? Okay.
All right, hopefully, guys, the sound isn't going to be too loud. But yeah, that's pretty neat, guys. That's someone who works in the industry. I'm really eager to hear what he has to say. Yeah.
Getting some confirmation that everybody can hear you just
Yeah.
fine. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. How are you? What have you been up to in the past, I guess, the past few years since you've been on this program?
Well, mostly localizing the game, and then I work at WFS, so I do all sorts of other things. But mostly working on Another Eden, and I'm really excited about the new Mythos, and really excited to talk about some localization stuff with people, because I don't really get a chance to do that in public. And I think there are a lot of people out there who have an interest in localization, so hopefully this will be entertaining for everybody, even though it's going to be a bit inside baseball, as they say.
Entertaining, hopefully enlightening. I'll tell you, I'm a fan of inside baseball type of conversations with all sorts of subjects. So I'm sure many of the
I was not expecting
many
that,
of
by
our
the way.
viewers now will
Okay.
be equally as interested in this. With that, let me just go ahead and ask you then. Can you give me just a general overview as we get started of what it was like to work specifically on this, and how it might be different or unique from your just regular localization work with past content?
Yeah, it's the thing about Another Eden is that when you get a new quest or you get a new piece of content, you never know which version of Another Eden is going to show up. Is it the cool, like, manly kind of like sort of quest where there's like butt rock and motorcycles and all sorts of things, or if it's going to be something really just goofy?
Shout out to Justin for knowing the word butt rock. Butt rock is amazing, and I'm gonna fight anyone who says otherwise.
And crazy, or something else. So when we heard about the Eastern Mythos and kind of how it was centered around this war that's happening on the Eastern continent, I was intrigued. Also, yeah, I was intrigued, and then when we started working on it, to see how it not only is it very serious, but it deals with some pretty heavy concepts. It's kind of refreshing after, coming hot off of like a Milpifia character quest or something like that.
You can kind of get a sense for speaking of inside baseball, when you look inside like the storage drives for the game and you see what music is being, there are certain musical cues that tell you exactly how the tone of some of the content is.
Yeah,
For sure.
And I'm just imagining all of the music for some reason was the first thing that came to my mind when you talk about how different in tone some of the quests and episodes are. So why don't we do this? I have a video of the English version and the Japanese version of some that will demonstrate some of Shigure's lines in particular. We're going to actually speak and focus on the character Shigure for the purposes of this. So in order to kind of give a little bit of an introduction to the topic today for everybody in chat, I'll go ahead and play those two videos so that we can kind of get an idea of what the Japanese version was like and how that was localized.
Good
and then
stuff.
when we
All
come
right,
back,
let's hear it
we'll
out.
talk a little bit more specifically about what we hear in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and play that now. We'll be right back.
いざいざかぶいてゆこうぞ
Makes me want to have him now.
つぶや 手直せ さーてシアウトするか 虎の送信食らうがいいつぶやはっ やあやあ遠からんものは音に聞け近くばよって目にも見よ我こそは武元が三君しぐれなり土地に習いに穴地に生えサリシアトには風神のみ
Yeah, these attacks are
この
pretty
人
nice.
た
Too
ちで
bad
起
they
こ
don't
す
hit
は
that hard.
おぼとの風よ一点視界に吹けや随風八千代の咎と祭ろわぬ刃アナザーエデン時空を超える猫
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay, yeah, the Japanese voice make him sound a little bit more mature. But yeah. This is a little bit too long though. Seems like they did not know what to do. They could have cut this short, a little bit short. Yeah. Hopefully I'll get him. Like, he's very, very cool. Like, I do enjoy this samurai character. I do enjoy that mythos and everything. It's very nice. It's a cool story.
I like a good fight to the death.
Yeah, he has more of like a teenager voice instead of like an adult.
I'm gonna cut you to pieces.
these EX
All
skills that
right, listen up.
barely anyone
And if you're
uses.
too
and,
far to hear, come in near. Because the Fugen Tiger himself, Shigure, is here. The winds may flow on a whim all their own, but they all blow towards the point of my sword, and with them carry fortune as fierce as it is bold.
Another Eden.
Shadow of
Oh,
sin
Sin, then
and steel. Another
Eden.
Eden. The cat
Alright,
beyond
okay.
time
Tone is a little
and
bit different.
space.
All right, and we're back. So I think
Yeah.
what we're gonna do now is do a little bit of a reading. You know me. For anybody who in the chat who watches this regularly, I'm always angling for a voice acting job in any way I can. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a
We need
reading
him
of
in
what
the
we just
game.
heard
Come on.
right now, and then we'll
Rifler
if
Studio, just
you'll
put
bear
Scott
with
in
me.
the game. Come on, it's
and,
easy.
Then we'll kind of dissect it if that's okay. Are we still? Do I still have you, Justin?
Oh yeah, sorry, you were talking to me. I think you were talking to chat.
Oh no, yeah.
go for it, go for it.
I don't need chat's permission. I'm just kidding.
Go
I
for
love
it,
you
yeah,
guys.
you're-
Don't. Okay, let's. All right. Let me try and put on my dramatic voice here. I hope I don't mess this up.
Playable character is Scott 1. Yes.
こちに習いに穴ぜに生え、去りし後には風神のみ。なればこの人たちで起こすは夜ごとの風を。一点視界に吹けや随風。
Scene. There we go.
Very good. Very
Thank you.
good.
Thank you. So
Can't wait for your debut at the Kabuki theater.
look,
next
I'll be at the Tokyo No Theater. Everybody, look if the English side is not going to hear my calls for voice acting, I'm gonna have to start
Japanese one.
pleading my case to the Japan side.
So, funny you say that because, and I'm sorry, we're gonna do a little side, a little
by all
detour here.
means.
I actually wrote a sub quest for some guy.
Oh.
They deemed it as too meta, so it never. I was like, just put it in there as like a April Fool's quest. Basically, what it was is that Aldo goes up to talk to some guy, but some guy is in love with another NPC who walks around, but he's stuck in one place, and he can't go see her and talk to her and confess his love. So Aldo's idea is to have some guy join his party,
Oh.
and if he joins the party, he can move around. And then he walks over to the girl. They fall in love. There's a battle, and
Do it.
yeah, it was a fun quest, but
Do it,
unfortunately,
coward.
It's fanfic at this point.
Well, it's canon in my head, at least. Now, we don't need to get people to sign a petition or anything. Let's not try to encourage that.
All right, someone on Reddit, someone on the Discord, anyone start that petition. I'm gonna go sign it, and everyone's watching should go sign it. We need to make it happen, guys. Let's do it.
So let's break down a little bit of after that breaking exclusive news, to break down a little bit of the Japanese that we just heard. As you can see with the little highlighted text here for anybody who can read Japanese, but we also have put some romaji under it. That is the symbol for wind, for anybody not familiar, but the only two readings I'm familiar with are the fifth and sixth one here, Fu and Kaze. There are so many other readings of this, and I have to imagine that this is not the only time you encountered this kind of challenge, I guess, when localizing this into English. Can you tell me, I guess, to put the question super vaguely, like, what's up with that, man?
So actually,
I'm sorry.
the Mythos quest itself didn't have a lot of this, and weirdly enough, so when we translate voice scripts for this game, when there is a kanji, a Japanese character that is using a uncommon reading, they'll put the reading in parentheses. so that voice actors, when they read the lines in Japanese, don't trip over the words, or they don't read it the wrong way, so on and so forth. And in most cases, we don't actually ever have those in the script. It's very rare. There are some characters who will have one here and there if they're using sort of like older Japanese sound, Japanese in their script, but usually it's like 1 or 2 lines that might have it.
Okay.
With this version of Shigure, almost every single line had multiple reading notes, and so this is just one example.
All right.
But there were so many in this voice script, and I'm like, really, Shigure? But yeah, in this case, so you've got four different winds: the northern, the southern, the western, and the eastern, and they all have different names.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how I'll get into the more detailed version of this in a second. But the way to kind of look at this is that it's not like you're seeing different pronunciations of the word wind, kaze, fu. In normal Japanese, there really are only 2-ish readings. But these are actually the names of specific winds. And they're not used in normal Japanese these days.
Okay.
But what these are
really going
archaic
in-depth.
readings of kanji that the characters themselves are still used today, but the readings kind of, much like with English, hundreds of years or so, the way we say things changes, the way we read things change. But in this case, these versions of the different winds, they're still used in haiku today. And so the thing about haiku is that you have to include some sort of seasonal word. And these different kinds of winds are associated with seasons. So like the eastern wind, kochi higashikaze, is a spring seasonal word. So if you were to write a haiku about how you were swimming in the pool with your buds and then an eastern wind came in, it would be like it would be super weird, because people would be like, what do you mean? It's the summer. Why would an eastern wind come in? Like, these are things that Japanese people just know. So it's really tough for someone who's American who doesn't know about the different winds and stuff like that. But this is part of why you study Japanese. But in this case, you're seeing archaic readings, poetic readings, and a lot of the lines for Shigure ES this time kind of leaned heavily on the kind of haiku language, archaic Japanese, which unfortunately wouldn't come across in English unless we had him talking like Ava. But it would be super weird for Shigure to be talking like Ava all of a sudden. But in the Japanese, it goes along with this kind of aesthetic that he has now, which is...
I was just reading the chat there for a second. I just want to say, like, what's going on? Wow, that I got distracted with like the chat.
It's very much like a kind of a kabuki aesthetic, like a party guy from the Edo period almost, in a way. And his Japanese lines kind of match that.
A historical bro, as
exactly.
as it were. I Shigure, I kind of echo your sentiment here. Like, he is. It is interesting that this is not you don't imagine him speaking this way and then suddenly being, I don't know if it'd be analogous to becoming Shakespearean almost, or like
Okay.
speaking in that kind of poetic device. But we do have here, I want to get your want to kind of use this next slide as a way of kind of understanding like, how are we going to draw meaning in English out of this? Because, as you said, it's very difficult for somebody who speaks Japanese as a second language. They don't inherently have a sense for a lot of the...
okay, so they're talking about rhymes. Okay, I got it.
Subtextual, like, meanings behind, eastern wind, northern wind, and many things like this. And so, obviously, if you were just to put a translator, just, writing word for word, we actually have here what that would look like, and it doesn't quite get the meaning across.
Yeah, and there's actually two things here that are really kind of like a problem when you're ever trying to localize Japanese into English. Like typically Japanese can say a lot more with fewer words than English, and this goes back to the fact that Japanese is what is called a high context language, meaning that it provides little details and meaning is assigned to it by the context. And English is a low context language, which tries to basically to provide meaning. You have to be as detailed as possible. So if language is a spectrum in terms of like how much context you need to get your point across, English and Japanese are as far as you can get in terms of that sort of thing. And so when you translate Japanese, which as a language inherently is way more poetic than English is, then you compound that by the fact that you're using actual poetic language of Japanese. You're fitting tons of information in very short lines, and then when you try to translate that literally, like you're saying in this machine translation, you can get the information in the text, but you don't really know exactly why they would talk about the different winds. It's also super long. Another thing about localization is that we don't have infinite space. We don't have infinite time to put our translations into the game. And especially with voices, you have a very specific amount of time. And so if we were to put this kind of thing in the video you just saw, his ES attack, he would have to pretty much talk like the Micro Machines guys. I'm kind of dating myself here, but you'd have to talk really fast to get it all in there.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. Like, okay, so it's just really interesting what he's saying, but the conversation very much is distracting me a little bit. Like, guys, don't hack the game. Just don't. All right, just don't. Just don't.
And that's not cool. It doesn't really kind of, first of all, Shigure is not that kind of guy. He's not a fast talker. He's a dude. And so it would be weird, and it just doesn't, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It just doesn't really sound cool when it's all written out and it's all, overly explaining, I guess I should say. And this is what in localization we call it sounds too translated, which means like you looked in the dictionary and these are what the words mean. You put it on the page. You've got the individual parts right, but the meaning isn't there anymore. So it just sounds like you've translated it. So in these cases, we have to localize things. That said, so when I look at this, I'm like, even I, who has been doing this for a long time, who's speaks a lot of Japanese all day, every day, I'm still kind of like, what is he trying to say here? So in times like this, we are lucky in that, I've worked on at like what we call a vendor, someone who translates other companies' games, and I've also, but now I work here at WFS, and one of the great benefits of being on the same team as the development team is that you can just go over and be like, hey, what did you mean by this? And so that's kind of what I did here. I think that's the next.
Chat is really mean today, guys. Come on, be nice. Be nice to Scott. Be nice to Justin. Damn. Like, I'm reading those comments and like, damn, all right.
Lie.
Yeah, I'll hop right over to here with a quote from the scenario team, having spoken to the scenario team. I don't know if you want to tell us, how did you went over there, had a conversation, and what did they tell you?
Okay.
Yeah, and so basically how it's written here is like the wind is often spoken as a symbol of fluidity, unpredictability, and in this line, the fickle nature of wind, which contains both good and bad things, is incorporated as a nuance. The overall meaning of the line is the wind is fickle wherever it blows, from east to west, north to south, but I will create a good wind. So in essence, it's like there's all this chaos, and Shigure, who is now in his ES form, is powerful enough to command that chaos and bring about things that are good. And so that's the kind of what I like to call the nugget of meaning. And when you understand that, you can just take that as your basis and rewrite the English.
And you did rewrite it, and we have what the final product of that is here. And if you don't mind, I'll once again try to do my best to vie for a voice acting gig and read this. The winds may flow on a whim all their own, but they all blow towards the point of my sword, and with them carry fortune as fierce as and I just lost my job, as it is bold. So yeah, we obviously, as you were saying, what one of your goals is not to machine translate and just put word for word, because that's not helpful to anybody. That's what you're trying to do here is.
Yeah, I'm not saying much. Like, I'm trying to pay attention to what they're saying, but I do feel it's a little bit like drawn out a little bit.
The meaning, the essence of, and give the audience, I guess, the same feeling. I suppose, is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Like, essentially, we want to convey the meaning, and we may lose some of the language that the Japanese was using, but the point is that when you hear it, it sounds cool. It's it sounds like Shigure, and yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, that is really cool. Thank you so much, Justin, for all your time today, for walking us through all of this. I hope chat can help me in thanking Justin.
That was like that was interesting. It's just like, I think that Justin went a little bit overboard. Like, not overboard, but like he over explained something. Like, yeah, not bad.
Assume once again, I talked before about it's kind of hard to do this when you actually can't hear chat. I'm gonna assume that everybody is audibly clapping for as a thanks.
Thank you, Justin. By the way, thank you. If you're watching
Justin,
this, hopefully you
so
will.
for
Thank
your
you.
time today.
No
Don't let the
problem.
chat
And just
ruin
one
your
thing
day,
before
bro.
I go.
Sure.
Cesta AS was announced today. One thing about AS characters is we like to try and incorporate some sort of growth into their voice lines. There is one line that shows a little bit of growth. If people who are nice enough to have their voice settings set to English, hopefully you'll notice that line. It's not a mistake. It's there on purpose. But I'll just leave that with you guys.
Actually,
Good luck with all your pulls, and hopefully we can do this again sometime.
All right.
Actually, I do. Before we go, I do actually have one more question. While we're getting on to non-Shigure thing, but like it's been years, and I hate to be somebody that brings up old controversies.
Oh.
But I just wanted to see if you had any thoughts. I still today have seen people, the Nekoko with a K crowd.
Oh, yeah, Nekoko with a C or with a K.
To
it's not a bug, it's a feature.
The truth of Nekoko with a C. I wonder if there's anything you would like to say to those who are still holding on to their Nekoko with a K beliefs.
I say keep waiting, friends. No, that sounds like I'm teasing something. I'm not teasing anything. What I mean is that Nekoko is here to stay. She's got 2 C's, and she's always a cutie to me. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, Nekoko, Nekoko is spelled with C's, and she will always be spelled with C's. Yeah.
Well, there you have it. The conversation. That conversation is. I believe the chapter on that is closed. It's Nekoko with a C. Canon lore. No takesies backsies. Thank you once again for your time today.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Take care.
I was interesting. I like behind the scenes stuff.
All
I'm not
right.
gonna lie.
Appreciate Justin so much for the time.
We're almost done.
Let's move on here. We are wrapping up. Once again, a bit of a short one today.
All right, so another. Okay, so we
getting
get
close to
another
an hour.
update
Wasn't all
on
that short, I
October
guess.
22.
But we're gonna be back very, very soon. The next another
Couple of
Eden
days.
live stream
Close to Halloween.
will be October 22nd.
really hope we get a Halloween event. That'd be great.
2024. That's exactly 2 weeks from today. So we will be with you very, very soon. And before we get out of here, this is all we have today. But I just want to leave you with a little bit of a tease.
Okay.
Based off of our new character announcement today. If you play
Ooh.
through Cesta AS's character quest, you'll be able to see Aldo and Nona.
Aldo looks
appear in
hot.
some special outfits. So be sure you check those out as you go through.
Damn. Okay. Aldo and Nona. Aldo.
I
he has this
can't
swag.
put my finger on where I've seen this get up for Aldo before. Maybe you can let me know in the chat. Maybe you can help jog
Damn,
my
okay.
memory. But in any case, thank you
Future.
all so much for being here. That's it for this edition of Another Eden Live. Well, as I said, once again, we will be back on October 22nd
All right, guys,
with
that's-
another live stream, another Eden Live, and I'm looking forward to that. As I look forward to all of these, thank you so much, everybody in the chat, for being here. Thank you once again to English Localization Director Justin for all of the insight of the localization of the Eastern mythos.
Looks like a Vampire
and
Slayer.
Just thanks generally. Have a great day, everyone. Be kind. See
Be
you.
kind.
In 2
All right.
weeks. Bye.
All right, guys. All right, that was it for today's update. Little feedback I got. I got really nothing else to say. It was short and sweet. It was short and sweet. The new Sessa looks nice. Like her kit. Not a big fan of her outfit. Like as I said, I would have liked her as a feral character, kind of like Lukido, like a beast or something. But that's just me. And then yeah, I mean, there's nothing much to it. The Justice segment was good. A little bit drawn out, especially with I was distracted with that comment. You guys, go read it. It was not great. Don't pirate the game, guys. But that being said, guys, short update, and then that's it for today's, man. I'll see you October 22. And once again, guys, if you like what I do, please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and I'll see you around. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.